Hello everyone, welcome to our webinar today, all about assignments. My name is Mairead O'Connor and I am based in the west of Ireland in Galway, and it is absolutely freezing. Winter has hit with a vengeance. So I hope you're all keeping warmer than I am, wherever you are today. I've been teaching for a long time now, for over 20 years, and I've been with the TEFL Academy since 2015. So in that time, I have marked a lot of assignments. And I still continue to review assignments and feedback and check that everybody is on track. So this is a topic that I hope will be very, very helpful for you today. To begin with, we're going to run through some general information about assignments on the Level 5 and Level 3 course. And for the second half, there will of course be our usual question and answer session. So please take note of any questions that you have regarding assignments, because you will have the chance to ask me in the second half of this webinar. So if we're ready, let's go. You're probably asking yourself, why do you have to do all of these assignments? Okay, and that is a reasonable question. There are two main reasons that we need you to do assignments. The first main reason is because our accreditation body needs you to do them. Okay, we need to prove that we are teaching you the right stuff in order for you to meet their criteria. And secondly, it's a really, really useful way for you to apply the theory of what you have learned. Okay, because you go through so much information in the online course, it can be quite theoretical. So the assignments are a way of giving you some practical experience of planning lessons. You may also be wondering about the grading process. Well, we have a team of graders here in the TEFL Academy. They are all very experienced, very qualified EFL teachers. The grading is not subjective, okay? All of our markers follow a specified rubric, okay? We use this marking rubric to standardize the process and also to give transparency and objectivity, all right? So bear in mind, when your marker gives you feedback, okay, it is based on the criteria that you need to fulfill, okay? It is not about individual marker preference. You can also be reassured in the fact that assignments are regularly moderated. Okay, I moderate a lot of assignments. Our accrediting body moderates assignments. That means that we take a sample of all of the assignments done in a week, okay, and we check to make sure that they have been graded correctly and that the feedback is applicable. Okay, so please be reassured that there is a rigorous grading process in place. So whether you're doing the Level 3 or the Level 5 course, you will come across your first assignment at the end of Unit 5. All right, you won't be able to see the instructions until you have completed all of the end of unit tests. Okay, so bear that in mind. You need to get to the end of Unit 5 and have completed all of the unit tests. You will then find an instructional video. I highly recommend that you watch this video because it gives you a thorough breakdown of the instructions and of what you need to do in that particular assignment. Once you have watched the video in full, then the assignments will be unlocked. Okay, what that means is you will access a page with even more detailed instructions and, importantly, all of the templates that you need in order to do the assignment. No matter what course you're doing with us, your assignments must be completed on the official TEFL Academy templates. Okay, if you just submit them on your own documents without having used the template, you will be asked to resubmit on templates. Okay, we're pretty strict about that. So I would say the first thing you should do is create a special folder on your laptop or computer. Okay, label it clearly, Assignment A. or whatever the assignment is you're doing. Then download all of the templates, from the instructions page and pop them into that folder. And any work that you do on that assignment, keep it in that folder. That will make it much, much easier for you to be able to access your work, to keep track of everything, etc. Okay, so create that folder, put everything in there, and keep everything in there. The instructions can be quite long, because the assignments are quite detailed. So if you ever need help with the instructions, please don't hesitate to open a ticket. Okay, that is your way of getting in touch with us and letting us know your questions. If it's a question about assignments and instructions, send your ticket to tutor support. Okay, it's important that you send it to tutor support. If you're having any IT issues with templates or anything, you can send your ticket to technical support. And if you need any help with, for example, extensions or enrollment issues, send your ticket to admin support, or also called student support. Okay, so please don't sit there worrying about stuff. That is the last thing we want you to do. Send your ticket and get your questions answered. As I said, though, anything to do with instruction or assignment content, send your ticket to tutor support, and we will be only too happy to help. As I said, every assignment will need to be completed on specific templates that you will find on the instructions page. Please use the templates, because if you don't, you will be asked to resubmit. Okay, I cannot stress that highly enough. A lot of the assignments will require you to submit material, be it worksheets or visuals or supporting imagery. If you are sending materials such as worksheets, etc., please make sure that you upload the worksheet or visual itself, not just a link. Okay. If we just see a link to a worksheet rather than the actual worksheet itself, you will be asked to resubmit. Okay. That is because our tutors are using their own laptops, their own computers to do this, and we do not like clicking on random links without knowing exactly where they go. I'm sure you can understand that. So you must upload the actual worksheet or the actual visuals as part of your assignment, not just a link. Okay. That said, you will need to put the link in the bibliography. Yeah. That will be part of the referencing system. Anything you take from a website, or a course book or a textbook, it must be referenced fully in the bibliography. All right. If you need help with referencing, I know if you haven't done a bibliography before, or if it's been a long time since you've done one, referencing can be a little intimidating, getting the format correct. So when you go to your instructions page and you see where all of the templates are, in Unit 5, there will be a comprehensive referencing guide. Okay, that will be among the documents for you to download. And that will help you. It will give you examples of how to reference certain sources. For example, how to reference a website, how to reference a course book, how to reference the online course, etc. All right, so don't worry. Unit 5 will contain this document in the instructions page. Any questions? Send your ticket to tutor support, and we will be too happy to help. So once you have all of your templates ready and you've completed them to the best of your ability, there are a couple of things you can do before you press submit. Firstly, there will be a checklist with every assignment. You can run through the checklist and just make sure that you have included everything that you need to. I would also advise you that you save an editable copy of your work on your computer. Okay, remember we talked about creating that folder? Well, save all of your templates there as well. Okay. Just before you submit, you've got to save the files in PDF format. We don't accept Word docs or Google Docs. Okay, so whatever you do your assignment in, you've got to convert it to PDF before you submit. Okay, we only accept PDF files. Apart from that, make sure that all of your files are clearly labeled using the correct naming convention. On the instructions page for each assignment, you will see exactly how we want you to label your documents. So it's really important that you follow that. When you upload all of your files to the online portal at the end of Unit 5, for example, or whatever unit your assignment crops up in, you can review or edit any file before you confirm it as your final submission. All right, so you can check, double check, triple check, yeah, before you click submit. All right. Once you click save and submit, that means that your assignment has joined what we call the grading list. Okay, once your assignment is on the grading list, it will be allocated to a marker. Your marker then has up to 5 working days to grade your work. It can often be quicker than 5 working days, but 5 working days will be the maximum. When your work is being graded, you will receive an email telling you that you have received feedback. Now, this is really important. In order to see your feedback and to see your grade, go to your dashboard and go to the little icon up in the top right-hand corner. It's like a little circle. Okay. When you click on that icon, you will see the following drop-down menu, and you will see the third option is grades. All right. You need to click into grades, scroll down to the bottom of the page, and you will find your feedback. All right. So a lot of students can struggle with finding the feedback. So yeah, that's really important to remember. The circular icon in the top right, click it, click grades in the drop-down menu, scroll down that page, and there you go. Okay, you will find all of your feedback. If you have any issues with that, please contact us in tutor support, and we will guide you further. Now, you may have read that you have 3 chances to submit your work. Okay, so if you submit it and pass the first time, that's amazing. You're good to go. You can move on. However, if you need to resubmit, it is not the end of the world. Okay, you will receive feedback on exactly what parts of the assignment you need to change, and you will also receive some suggestions on how to change it. All right. You know, there will be feedback from your marker at every stage, at every submission. If you resubmit and you still don't pass, don't worry. Okay, you still have 1 more chance. In other words, you can submit 3 times. And with the feedback that you receive, you know, that should be enough to get you over the line. If you have ever any doubts or you're not sure what to do or what to change, send a ticket to tutor support and we will help you. All right. So when you have amended your files and it's time to resubmit, go back to the portal. You are going to rename your files. For example, your first submission were maybe entitled Submission 1. You will change all of that to Submission 2. All right. Then you are going to click the button that says Add a New Attempt. All right, that's important. Add a new attempt. And then upload your files again. It's worth pointing out that you need to submit a full set of files every time. So imagine you only needed to change 1 out of 5 files. Yeah, you change that 1 file, but you still need to submit the other 4 files that were correct the first time. So in other words, don't just resubmit the file you had to change. You need to submit a full set of documents. Okay, that is because our graders cannot be jumping between submissions, because then it gets really confusing. So they need to see a full set of files with every submission. All right. So whether you're doing the level 3 or the level 5 course, your first assignment will be a grammar-based one. Okay, you will be planning a lesson, teaching grammar. Now, for these grammar assignments, we do help you quite a bit here. We provide you with a model assignment. Bear in mind, the model assignment is only a guide. It's only to show you what the final assignment should look like and the depth of detail that you need to include. Okay. However, your actual assignment is based on a different form. Yeah. So, for example, in the level 5 course, the model assignment is all about the present perfect tense. But your actual assignment is not about the present perfect. It's about the first conditional. Okay. And if you're doing the level 3 course, your actual assignment is based on the past continuous for interrupted events. Okay. So the model assignment is only a guide. You don't have to do the same form again. Okay. When you're planning a grammar lesson, read the brief carefully in the instructions. Consider your class, consider the age of student that you're teaching, the level of language grading that is needed. Yeah, are they low level? Are they high level? Yeah, are they young learners? Are they adults? You know, all of this will inform your choices. If you are teaching kids, or if the brief in the assignment is for teaching young learners, you know, you will have to be really careful to choose material that would be engaging and interesting to young learners. All right, so read the brief carefully and take it into account. You've also got to consider, is your lesson face-to-face or is it online? Or do you have to do a lesson plan for both? Okay. Level 5, your assignment will be a face-to-face lesson. Yeah, but for level 3, you will need to do both a face-to-face and then adapt it for online. So if you are doing an online lesson, remember to incorporate all of the technology, all of the relevant online instruction, etc. Now, both level 3 and level 5 grammar lessons will be based on a PPP lesson structure. So there will be a lot more about this on the online course, but just briefly, let's run through the PPP lesson plan structure for you all now. So you will have to consider timing. All right, how are you going to allocate timing to each stage? The model lesson might help with this. It will give you a good guide. Then you will have to come up with a warmer activity to set a context, to engage students, to start off the lesson in a fun way. Then you will plan a presentation stage. This is where you elicit and concept check the form and function, or form and meaning. Then there will be controlled practice stage. This focuses on accuracy. So maybe a gap fill, maybe a matching task. Some sort of task that will make students focus on accuracy of form. Okay, like we need them to prove that they know how to form the new target language and the meaning of it. Then there will be a freer practice stage. This will normally be a speaking task. It's all about communication, giving them the opportunity to use the new language in a speaking fluency task. Finally, you will finish with a plenary. Now, the plenary is only short. 5 minutes is plenty. And that's just kind of a summary stage where maybe you ask a few questions, just ensure that students have understood what you have taught them. All right, so that is a very quick rundown of the PPP lesson plan structure that you will be aiming to replicate. As I said, there will be lots of information on the online course before you need to plan your PPP lesson assignment. Okay. I think the biggest tip I can give you for planning grammar lessons is to do your research. Okay, you've really got to put in the hard work here before you begin lesson planning. Research, research, research. As we said, the level 3 grammar lesson is on the past continuous for interrupted events, and the level 5 grammar assignment is on the first conditional. So you should be Googling, you should be using reference books, you should be looking at grammar books, you should be looking at everything you can to understand your target language before you start planning. Believe me when I say, if you don't understand the target language you're teaching, i.e. the past continuous or the first conditional, it will be impossible to plan an effective lesson to teach it. All right. This will be really good practice for when you do start teaching. Okay, because it could be that you're teaching 2 or 3 new grammar points every week. And, you know, in the beginning, you're just going to have to research each one. Okay, make sure you understand it before you attempt to teach it. There are lots of grammar websites out there. Just make sure that you use a variety of sources, because it could be that some websites may have a mistake in there, or, you know, there may be some inaccuracy. So, you know, don't put all of your eggs in one basket here. Try to Google a variety of sites. You know, just make sure that the information that you're finding is consistent, and that will let you know that it is more than likely correct in terms of form and meaning. When it comes to finding materials like worksheets and fluency tasks, etc., there are lots of EFL websites with free resources. For example, busyteacher.org or teachthis.com. You know, do a Google search for free EFL resources. First conditional, for example, or free EFL worksheets, past continuous for interrupted events. Okay, you'll find lots of good resources online. As we said, if you do find information from websites or from YouTube videos or reference books or wherever, do make sure to reference these sources in the bibliography. All right. So you will have to do a grammar lesson at some stage. You will also need to do a reading lesson. Now, reading lessons are completely different from grammar lessons. Okay, so, you know, the reading lesson assignment will be in a completely different format. So don't worry about that. That's intentional, and that's that's normal. Okay, PPP structures are really only for teaching grammar or vocabulary. Reading lessons are entirely different. So here's a run through the stages you should have for a reading lesson. That would be assignment A for the level 5 course. Okay, so you should have a warmer stage, again, to set the context, to engage the students. Then you will be pre-teaching some vocabulary, some difficult vocab from a text. Then there will be a first reading task aimed at skimming and scanning, just very, very quick run through. Then you will have a second reading task. These would be 7 to 10 detailed questions, yeah, to make the students read in greater detail. And then there will be a follow-on speaking task or a discursive task. Okay, again, the follow-on speaking task will be aimed at developing fluency around the topic explored in the text. Okay, again, there will be lots about this on the online course before you have to do this assignment. Both level 3 and level 5 assignments require you to provide some level of teacher language. Okay, now, because we can't physically step into a classroom and watch you teach, we need you to provide us with some teacher language, i.e. exactly what you would say in any given situation. Okay, for example, in the level 5 course, we ask you for teacher language for the presentation stage, and we ask you to give us teacher language for instructions to one of your tasks. Okay, so for your teacher language document, you are going to use direct speech. In other words, the exact words you would say. And you're going to show us how you would elicit information. That means like how you would draw it from the students rather than just telling them directly. You're going to show us how you would concept check. Yeah, what exact concept checking questions would you ask? And instruction checking. What exact questions would you ask to check that students have understood the instructions? On all of the templates, there will be examples of this, just so you can really see what we expect from you. In the model lessons too, you will see examples of teacher language. All right. Some assignments also require authentic texts. Now, just in case you haven't encountered this term before, an authentic text is a text that has not been edited for an EFL classroom. Okay, it's a text that has not been designed for learners. Yeah, instead, it's been written for the general public. Okay, for example, I said that I'm in Ireland, right? So our national newspaper is the Irish Independent or the Irish Times. The Irish Independent and the Irish Times aren't written for English learners. Okay, they are written for the general Irish public and indeed the general international public, if they're interested. So an article from the Irish Times, for example, would be an authentic text. All right. So not written for English language students, but written for English language speakers. When you are choosing your authentic text, it can be a bit overwhelming sometimes because there's just so much material out there. Yeah, there are so many options for authentic texts. So you'll have to consider the age, the level, nationality, culture, etc. of the students that you're going to teach. And, you know, this will be provided for you. You know, this information will be provided for you in the assignment instructions. So take it into account carefully. For example, in the level 3 assignment B, you have to choose authentic texts suitable for children. Okay, so, you know, you will have to find some very child-friendly texts here. The text must be appropriate for all students in the class. All right, so avoid anything potentially offensive, anything, that may cause conflict. Yeah, we've got to be very careful in our choice. Make sure that it's something that will appeal to all of the students in the class and not cause any sort of discomfort or offense. Okay, so just to finish up then, here are some more general hints. While you're reading the instructions, you may come across some difficult vocabulary or difficult terminology. You know, EFL teaching has its own massive range of terminology. For example, before I used the terms skimming and scanning in relation to reading. You may not know what they mean yet, and that's fine. We have a TEFL course glossary. Yeah, so do make sure to look up any terms you don't know in the glossary. Yeah, or even a normal dictionary. Okay, but our TEFL course glossary, which you will find a link to on your dashboard, will help you out with any difficult teaching terminology. If you have any difficulties with it, send a ticket to tutor support. Another hint would be just make sure that you have downloaded all of the documents from the instructions page. Okay, make sure you have all of the templates, everything you need. Because if you forget one document, you will be asked to resubmit. As I said before, there is a checklist with each assignment for you to go through before you submit. Do go through that checklist just to ensure that everything is in order before you submit your work to the grading list. And also, it goes without saying, do try to proofread. Do a thorough sweep of your work for grammar and spelling before you submit. If we receive an assignment that is full of grammatical errors or full of typos, we will ask you to resubmit. Yeah, we will tell you that we can't mark your work until your language is up to C1 standard. Okay, so you can avoid that delay by proofreading thoroughly before submission. Okay, there we go. That was a lot of information. I'm sure your heads must be spinning. The good news is that this webinar will be posted on YouTube in the next couple of days. So when it comes time for you to do your assignments, you will be able to go back and watch, and it will make a lot more sense then. Okay, so everyone, questions and answers. I'm sure you have tons of questions regarding assignments. Now is your chance. Pop them all in the chat box and we will go through them. In the meantime, I'm going to look at all of your comments and see where you all are today. So we have Eugenia. Hello, Sinead. We were talking before, I remember. Farousan, hello. And Chandra, Barbara, Benedicta. We have Nori, Rajasfari. Yes, we've met before, Rajasfari. I recognize your name. Adam Stewart and Megan. Oh, Rudy in Southern California. Oh, that sounds so warm and sunny. I'm jealous. I don't know what the weather is like in California this time of year, but I always imagine just bright sunshine. All right. Chandra, lovely to see you again too. Zelda, how's it going? We have Amina and Shaker in South Africa. Oh, I think it's really hot there at the moment, right? One of my colleagues was telling me. And Rosemary in England. Ah, and Agnieszka, our neighbours across the sea. So hello, Poke. Good to see you again too. Let's take a look at your question. As a general idea, how long will each assignment take to do? Oh, Poke, I'm going to give you that really annoying answer of it depends. Okay, all of the assignments are different and it really depends on the speed that you work at. I would love to give you an answer, but honestly, it's just so dependent on the individual assignment and on your speed of synthesizing information, putting everything together, etc. Okay, it takes as long as it takes, is my annoyingly vague answer, I'm afraid. Okay, Chandra, if unsure on a knowledge test, assignment, etc., can we request a tutor to assist in explaining what is exactly required without food speeding via the ticket system? I'm not sure what you mean here by food speeding, I'm afraid. But Chandra, you've got to go through tickets, I'm afraid. Okay, you don't have any other way to contact the tutors. All right, so yeah, send a ticket is my answer. All right, thank you. So hello, BMW. I've almost finished assignment A. I didn't come across direct teacher language for instructions. Is that a mistake? Quite possibly, BMW. Can you just give me a comment on if you're doing level 3 or level 5? I do think that both of them require teacher language for instructions though. So yeah, let me know if it's level 3 or level 5 and then go back through the templates. Okay. So hello, Hamza and Maria Chiara. And Wanise from Zimbabwe. Oh, in England. Ooh, okay. You're far from home. Okay, Tatiana in Serbia. Excellent. Good to see you. I've never been to Serbia. Okay, Rajasfari, thank you for the details shared, which are very useful. Good. Once we are provided access to an assignment, do we have to complete the assignment within a specified time? Excellent question, Rajasfari. So as you know, you have 6 months to complete the entire course. All right. How you manage your time within those 6 months is up to you. So you don't have specific deadlines for individual assignments. You just need to get everything done, all of the assignments done and passed within 6 months. All right. Chandra, food spooning. Spoon feeding. Okay, in Ireland we would say spoon feeding. Oh, I got you. Well, just send a ticket, Chandra. You know, we will give you the information that you need, okay, in various degrees of spoon feeding, depending on what your question is. All right. So yes, go through the ticket system, please, to choose your support. All right, good. So Quinn, hello. I think I saw that you were in Canada, right? So Quinn, for assignment A, should I create a worksheet and how would I go about doing that? So Quinn, are you level 3 or level 5? Either way, you probably will have to submit a worksheet. You can make up your own worksheet or you can source it online, okay? For example, if you're level 3 doing the grammar assignment, you can find your worksheet online, yeah, for past continuous for interrupted events, and just copy and paste it into your materials file. You can make your own as well if you want. That's not a problem. All right. If you're doing level 5, you may want to create a worksheet for text 3, for example, for your speaking tasks. You know, you may want to jot down some questions, etc. Really, it depends on the level that you're doing, okay? If it's for the grammar lesson, though, you can just find it online and copy and paste it into your materials file and label it really clearly as controlled practice worksheet, okay? And, you know, that goes for all of your material, everyone. When you are putting it in your materials file, please label it super clearly. Okay, don't just put it there and give no other information. So you can label it controlled practice, student worksheet, yeah, or for your practice, student questions, okay? All right, so thank you, Quinn. Hopefully that answered your question. Okay, so hello, Zelda. Do we need to pass assignment A before submitting assignment B? Yes, you do. I have been a bit nervous about submitting my assignments, so I have moved on with the units before submitting my first assignment. Yeah, that's fine, Zelda. You know, there's no problem with moving on. However, yes, you do need to pass A before you can submit B. Okay, so factor that into your timing. Make sure you leave enough time to get everything graded and passed. Okay. We like to advise people on both level 3 and level 5 to try and submit your final assignment around 2 weeks before your enrollment expires. Okay, because that gives you time then, if you do need to resubmit, you know, it gives you time to resubmit and still finish within your deadline. Okay, so do try to submit your final assignment around 2 weeks before enrollment expires. That said, everybody, if you are running out of time and you have just run out of days, don't worry. All you need to do is contact student support and ask about your extension options. You know, you can purchase extensions of varying lengths depending on how long you need. Like you could purchase a week extension, 2 weeks, a month. Yeah, there are lots of really flexible options there. All right, so yes, Zelda, you do. You need to pass one before you can submit the other. Okay, so BMW, I'm doing level 5. I completed direct language representation, didn't see anything re-instructions. So if you go back to the template, you will see that under your teacher language for presentation, there is a section on teacher language for instructions. okay? And you will need to give your direct teacher language for the instructions to one of your tasks, okay? So hop on back over to your template and you will see that, okay? If you can't find it, send a ticket to tutor support and we'll point you in the right direction. Okay, so, oh, Gypsy Teletubby, hi. Oh, my little girl loves the Teletubbies. She's 2 and it's like her Teletubbies are her favorite thing in the whole world. All right. So, hello, Alia. Regarding referencing, can we reference foreign websites or textbooks, or do they have to be in English? Thank you. Gosh, good question, Alia. I mean, preferably, I guess they'd be in English, but if not, good question. I've literally never thought about that before. I'm going to come down on the side of trying to reference English work. But if there is something really important in a foreign language website or textbook, you know, put it in. Why not? But try to keep it to English language sources if you can. Okay, can I rewatch this webinar? Is there an expiration date on webinars? No, there is not. So all you need to do is go to our YouTube channel. Okay, there may be a slight delay at the moment on uploading webinars, but they will be there soon. Okay, all of the webinars from the last month and today will be there very soon. There is no expiration date as far as I know. Yeah, they will be on our YouTube channel and you will find them there. Okay, Quinn 5. Oh yeah, you asked about the worksheets, right? So I'm guessing, Quinn, you were thinking about doing a worksheet for text 3, am I right? So just create a doc, just open up a Word doc or a Google Doc. Yeah, just type in whatever it is you want to type in or copy and paste whatever you want to copy and paste in. Okay, if you want visuals, you know, just source them and copy and paste them in. Okay, just put your own worksheet together on a Word doc or a Google Doc. And then, as we said, before you submit it, you've got to convert everything to PDF. All right. All right. Thank you, Quinn. Okay, Sally Ann, would an article from National Geographic for Kids be permitted for use? Yeah, perfect. I'm guessing you mean for level 3 assignment B. Yeah, great. That sounds like it would be an ideal authentic text. I don't want to violate copyright laws. Yeah, I understand, Sally Ann. Well, copyright doesn't tend to be a problem when we're using something for educational purposes. Yeah, provided, of course, that you reference everything fully and completely in the bibliography. All right. Yeah, level 3B. Yeah, that'd be a great source, Sally Ann. As long as everything is referenced, you're good to go. Okay, so hello, Graham Green. Here from Edinburgh, not a dead author. Oh, look, but I'm sure you're equally as talented, Graham. When I want to use a YouTube video to convey vocabulary meaning, you said for materials, I need to show not only a link. Yeah, okay, this might be an exception, Graham. You know, we can't have you embedding videos because the file would just get too big. So yeah, I guess then you can give a link and then a brief description, yeah, of what the video is about. Okay, maybe in italics. Yeah, say students will watch a video in which blah, 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 describe what happens in the video. And then, yeah, give the link and the reference in the bibliography. Okay. And yeah, so as we said, just the link and then a description underneath of what the video entails. You could also do a screenshot of a key moment. Yeah, that would be nice to illustrate. That would be nice to illustrate to your point. Okay. All right, so let's have a look. Okay, want to say, I'm a bit confused about how the level 3 material file works. It's not a folder. Are we pasting individual pictures in any number of pages, or can it be prevented? Can it present as individual labeled pictures on a collage? Either, when you see, whatever is easiest for you. Yeah, as long as they're all on the materials template. Yeah, and they're all clearly labeled. It doesn't matter how you do it. Okay, it's up to you, whatever is easiest for you. We're not so fussy as long as we can see what images you're going to use and we know what image corresponds to what. Okay, thank you, Anissa. Hopefully that answered your question. All right, Graham, you are welcome. Yeah, a screenshot might be a nice idea, along with the brief description. Okay. So, hello, Farusan. Thanks for all the helpful information. No problem, my pleasure. Is the handbook the only resource we need to study? And by units, you mean the units in the handbook the Academy sent to us? Well, the handbook is really only, it's not so much about course content, but it's just information about the course, like practical information about the course. All of the units that you will study, all of the content units, they are all online. So when you log into your course and you see the list of units, like unit 1, unit 2, unit 3, that is what I mean by units. Okay, so the online content. All right, hopefully that answers your question. If not, you can clarify your question in the comments. All right, Erica, can we use exercises from grammar books as well? Oh, absolutely, for sure. Grammar books are a great source of especially controlled practice activities, I find. So yeah, absolutely. Just if it's an actual physical book, remember we will still need to see the exercise that you're using. So whether you decide to, retype the exercise onto your own document to submit it, or whether you want to maybe take a picture of the page, okay, and upload that. Yeah, absolutely, and reference it in the bibliography. Okay, good. Thank you, Erica. Good question. All right, Salian, if we find an article in a textbook, how would we use that without violating copyright? So Salian, textbooks do not tend to have copyright issues because they are like mass produced with the intention of being used for educational purposes. All right, so you can take stuff from a textbook, no problem. Just make sure that you reference it fully in the bibliography. All right. I think when you're working in an actual school, like in a physical school, you will run into copyright issues if you photocopy more than 15% of the book, for example. There's some percentage, I can't quite remember. But for the purposes of this course, there will be no problem using a textbook as long as it's fully referenced. All right. So Tipsy. Oh, there is no such thing as asking too many questions. I love them. Could you please clarify the thing you mentioned about grammar classes in the level 5 course? I mean the switch from present perfect to conditionals. Yeah, sure. So remember I said for grammar lessons, we provide model lessons just for you to see like what a full assignment should look like. Well, in the level 5 assignment B, the model lesson is the present perfect. Okay. However, your real assignment will be on the first conditional. Okay, so use the model assignment to see the level of detail, the layout, etc. But when you start planning your real assignment, you will be doing it on the first conditional. All right, good. So Salian, thank you so much. This has been a tremendous help. Thank you so much. I'm glad. It's really good to get to ask all of your questions about assignments because I totally understand it can be a lot. Assignments are just a lot. All right. And as I've said a couple of times now, if any of you have any questions about assignments, or maybe you find yourself in the middle of an assignment and you have a doubt, send along your ticket to tutor support. Okay, and we will be delighted to help. There are 4 or 5 of us who work on tutor support. Okay, we have all been with the company a long time. We've worked with these assignments for a long time, so there is very, very little that we can't help you with. All right, so we still have 10 minutes, everybody. So if you have any more questions, please write them down. I'm going to run back through and make sure I haven't missed anything, because we had a lot of questions there at once. So yeah, I just want to make sure I haven't accidentally missed anything. Okay. Okay, yeah, I think I've gone through everything. So if I have very few students or none at all, do I have to find them myself? You mean in real life once you finish the course? Yeah, you know, a lot of teaching is finding students for sure, unless you work in a school. But for the actual assignments, you will be given a brief, like a class of imaginary students. So you'll be told, like, you are teaching 10 14-year-olds. Yeah, or you're teaching a class of 12 adults. Okay, so, you know, for the assignments, we will give you an imaginary class to work with. Okay, Quinn, what if we didn't use more than one reference? Well, honestly, Quinn, it would be really unusual not to use more than one. You're doing level 5, right? Level 5 assignment A, I think you said. So I'm sure you used dictionaries for the vocabulary table. I'm sure you used images. I'm sure that you used some ideas from the course. Yeah. Like the online course units can also be a reference. Like maybe when you were putting together your tasks for the speaking, for text 3, for the speaking tasks, I'm sure you took some ideas from the online course, or information from the online course informed your decision. Okay. So, I mean, that would be 3 sources immediately. There could be one for the dictionary you used, or the transcription sites that you used. Yeah, you could reference the images that you picked, and you could reference key information from the online course that informed your choice of speaking tasks, for example. Okay, so yeah, I think it would be like very, very unusual not to have more than one. All right. So Chandra, what happens to students who fail the entire course? Oh no, Chandra, don't think like this. Is a refund to be granted as per the website? My friends are interested too. I am the guinea pig. So yes, Chandra, if you fail an assignment and you fail the course, yeah, you will get a refund. Absolutely. But it should not come to that. Yeah, with 3 attempts to submit your work. Okay, believe me, it is truly unusual for students to fail the course. Very unusual. So yeah, don't think about that. We don't let those thoughts in our head. But yeah, there is a refund if you do fail the course. In that case, you would need to contact student support for all of the admin stuff. All right. Thank you. Okay. And Stephanie, hello, Stephanie in Malta. Oh, how lovely. May I ask a question not related to assignments? Well, Stephanie, we have 5 minutes and no more assignment questions, so why not? Type in your question and yeah, I'll see if I can answer. Okay. When you see it shouldn't come to that. Genuinely, it shouldn't come to that. I promise it is not something that happens very often. Between all of the feedback from your tutor and all of the help we can give you in tutor support, yeah, you are fully supported. Okay. So let's see. Let's await Stephanie's question, and if any of the rest of you have any others, go for it. You know, we still have 5 minutes, and I always like to use every single second. I guess it comes from so many years in the classroom. Like, you know, when we're in the classroom, we never have an option of finishing early. Yeah, the students would not be happy if we packed up and went home with 5 minutes to go, would they? So I use the same principle here. I definitely like to use every second. Okay. Stephanie, I'm doing level 5. It's about the teaching practice. Okay, so I presume, Stephanie, you mean the additional course for the observed teaching practice? Yeah, I'm guessing that's what you mean. So the observed teaching practice is for teachers who are already teaching. Okay, so basically you will video yourself teaching like a real class. Okay, and then your video will be assessed by one of our really experienced tutors, and they will give you feedback on your lesson. Okay, so it's important that if you sign up for the Observed Teaching Practice Extra course, that you are actually teaching. You are currently teaching, because you do need to video yourself teaching. Okay, so hope that happens, or hope that helps and happens. Why not? Okay. Okay, Rocky, honestly, are there fails in the courses? I mean, a few, Rocky, you know, things happen, but it is certainly not the norm that people fail. Okay. Okay. So last question, I promise. I may have misheard the thing you said about only face-to-face classes as a prerequisite for level 5 students. Yeah, so in the level 5 assignments, you can assume that all of the lessons that you're planning are face-to-face. Okay, there aren't any online assignments or any online-based assignments for level 5. Okay, so in assignment A, B, and C, you can assume, yeah, that you are teaching and planning a face-to-face class. All right, good. All right, and Chandra, yeah, 180 degree. Yeah, but it'll be the best 180 degree turn you ever take, Chandra, I promise. It's a really, really fun job. You're going to enjoy it a lot, I'm sure of it. I'm really excited for you all starting off. I remember when I started out like 20 years ago. Yeah, I still remember how nervous I was and apprehensive and like all of the feelings. But yeah, I promise it is just super exciting. Okay, it's a wonderful job. All right. It's a pity about face-to-face classes. So by only face-to-face classes here, Tipsy, I mean that your assignments, yeah, like the lessons you have to plan on your assignments are face-to-face classes. But of course, when you finish your course, when you get your level 5 diploma, of course you can teach online too. That's not a problem. You know, the diploma is equally valid for face-to-face and online. I just mean that for the assignments that you need to do in the level 5 course, they are all face-to-face ones. Okay. Stephanie, I did not, but it is required for Unit 7. Ooh, Unit 7 in the Level 5 course. There is no teaching practice in the Level 5 course, Stephanie. So I'm not quite sure what you mean here, but definitely send a ticket with your question to tutor support, okay? And then we will have lots of time to figure out how to answer your question, okay? So yeah, send a ticket. Okay, so I think that is it. So thank you very much for all of your kind comments, everybody. I'm glad to know that I was able to help at least a little bit. Anything you forgot to ask me or anything that I didn't answer completely, please send a ticket to tutor support. Okay, there we will have all the time in the world to explore all of your queries and doubts. Okay, so as always, everyone, I'm going to give you the link to an end of webinar survey. We always like to get feedback from you all on our webinars. You know, we're always looking to improve them and get better at this. That is the life of a teacher, constant improvement. So if you could spare 2 minutes to complete our end of webinar survey, that would be amazing. You can either scan the QR code on screen, or I'm going to put in the direct link into the chat box for you to click, and it will take you there directly. All right, there you go. Okay, everyone, thank you so much for coming along. And yeah, best of luck with all your assignments. We are there in tutor support waiting to help. All right, everyone, have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and hopefully I will talk again to you soon. Okay, bye-bye.